next section I want to cover, which is also related to the viewport, is the section here on the left. And the first one of the most important, is the related to the perspective. So as you can see here, we are in the default perspective, which is this one, but we can also select another perspective like top. Let me move far away. So this is the scene, the map. We can see top, bottom, right, and front. Even though this is a very good way of getting to the different perspective, what I usually do is click on this button, and here I have multiple perspectives at the same time. So I have the corresponding default perspective, and also I have the top, the right, and the back. And as you can see here, in the moment that I move on one of them, I can move them to the rest of it. So let's say that I have this object, and I select this object in this perspective from the top. At the moment I select the object, you can see that I selected for all the rest of perspectives. And let's say I want to work with this one because I want to be very sure about the position from top down. Well, I could also click here, and this will present only this perspective for the map that I created, and I can move my object, as you can imagine, using as well the snapping tools that are available in this case. Now, what is interesting about this one is that in many occasions you might, for example, put an object exactly at the same, almost touching another one. And the use of perspective is very, very important for me in these cases. Once I set the object wherever I want to place it, let's say I want to place the object here in this corner, then I can click here again and then go to the perspective, default perspective, and here I have the object placed exactly where I want it to be. Other options that you might consider here, which are important to mention, are first delete, which is the light of the scene. So you can have, depending of how much processing is required from your computer, you can select as well to have an unlit scene. So here you don't have any lights, nothing is rendered, and you have only the objects, and you can place with them very fast, and the processing time is going to be really, really fast. You have, of course, the default on lit, you have the default lit, then you have the wireframe. Sometimes it's very useful because you want to see how much geometry are we considering for the scene. You can also have, any kind of options that you can imagine. The player collision. These are all the important tools that we use in other applications of Unreal that honestly at this moment we are not going to cover. But for us, like, very important, that the ones that we could use a lot are definitely the lit, the unlit, and the wireframe. So let me go to the lit again. Another element important is on this hamburger, that you can check the frame per second that are related to your scene. If your scene are over 30 FPS, it's a very good, it's not perfect, but it is rendering as we expected. If we go over 60, wow, we're very good at this moment. And this is another indicator that you can use from time to time. In this case, because I don't want to see this information, I can literally go here and remove the frames per second. In any case, I invite you to check the different options that you might have here that you can use for the creation of your scene. But at this moment, we are covering all the tools that you might need related to the viewport and to start playing with the elements in your scene.